We're seeking to progress social change by working with local community groups and services who want to improve lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans lives in the city, and we're doing that through evidence-based practice. We made sure that services and people who were going to affect the change were included from the outset. So rather than starting from a model where the community works with the university and then the community tells service providers what to do, we worked with people all sitting around the table right from the start. So we asked service providers what questions they would like on the survey, for example, but then we gave the decision on what questions were finally included to LGBT people. But it meant that the majority of the service providers were very happy with the questions that were on there, and they could use it to implement their policies because the questions were related directly to their initiatives. There continues to be multiple areas of need for more marginalised sectors of the lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans community, and particularly bisexual and trans people were seen to be both excluded from the broader LGBT community and from mainstream society as well. When we've published all these, we realised that they were really academic, and they are over 500,000 words of findings, and people weren't reading them. Particularly local community people weren't reading them, so we then published 2-page summaries of each of the findings for the local community groups. We then went on to write posters for each of the findings, and then we had a number of exhibitions, including in the University of Brighton, in the Jubilee Library. The research is being used as part of policy, but we're also being told in other areas that Count Me In Two is being picked up to allow people to argue for services, to allow people to argue for provision for LGBT people, and that's been really important. If we won the prize, we would use it to enable marginalised lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans people to come to the Transforming LGBT Lives conference that looks at research and activism for gender and sexual liberation, because the people that we're dealing with very often can't afford to attend these big events, and we see this as a kind of key area in which we can open up conversations and hopefully continue to develop this agenda.